Okay, Maureen, we'll
Yeah.
start with our assignment. Did you get a chance to look at your ratios and proportions
I do
assignment?
all three of mine, but it was
Oh,
very to say to me,
okay.
better yes, I think the other ones there.
All right. So what did you get for the first one?
The first one I get 32 for the milk.
Okay, how many ounces of milk?
32.
Okay. And what you get for the, okay, so you got 32. Let's put that here, 32. That is correct. What do you get for the nonfiction books?
14.
You got one?
I think I got 14.
14?
Yeah.
How did you solve it?
Oh, I set up is like you said, the ratio of fiction books to nonfiction books. So it was 7-4, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
So
how did you set it? How did you set up the
I set up
ratio
the,
proportion?
I set up 7, right? For fiction and the 4 for nonfiction. So it's 7-4, right?
Okay, so you had, let me see. So you had 7/4.
4. Yeah.
Okay. And let me just put this here. And what was that equal to?
Um, okay. And they put the 182 by the 7 because the 182 is fiction books, right?
Okay, so this is equal to, so
One,
this is fiction to, so okay, so you had 182.
uh-huh. And they had N to the bottom.
Okay, and when you solved that, you said you got one?
I multiply the 4 by the 182, right? And
Okay,
get 728.
okay. So let me,
This is 4 1, it's 4 to the
a minute. Okay, so let me just move this over. Okay, layout. Okay, so you cross multiplied.
Yeah.
All right, so let's okay. So you got 4 times 182, so 7 times n. So cross multiply, and that gave you 7 times
Yeah.
n
I think I
equal,
made a mistake.
huh?
Oh, I was to do. Oh, yeah, I made a mistake. Yeah.
Okay, because that number is
Get
too
one.
small.
It's 104.
Okay, so then n would be equal to, let's see, 4 times 182. Let's see, what did you get? 4 times 182, 728, right?
Yeah.
728, and that's divided by 7. Okay, so let me just put that there. Okay, okay, so let me just, okay, put this all on the other screen so we can keep it all together. Okay. So n is 728 divided by 7. And what's that equal to, Maureen?
104.
Yeah. What did you tell me the first time?
Yeah, I make a mistake. I went 104, but I still say 14. I know what.
Oh, okay. Because I thought you did it right. And I
Yeah.
said, what happened? Okay. All right. So this is, yeah, okay. So then n, let's put here, n equals 7 and 7 is 1 time, and 7 to the 28 is what?
4.
4? 104?
Yeah.
Okay, let's make that a small n. Because you knew it had to be a bigger number. It
Yeah,
couldn't
yeah,
be,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, okay. All right. Very good. So far, you got them all correct. Now, what did you do for number 3?
2 to 3. Boys 2, girls 3.
Okay, so when you set up your racial proportion, you had
Boys
two
3 girls.
boys, girls. Okay. So let's put this is 2 over 3. All right. And what's that equal to, Maury?
The boys is equal to 18. 2 to 18. 2
That's right.
equals 18, yeah.
That's it. Good. You kept them in order. That's boys over girls. So this is equal to 2 is the ratio of boys to girls. So
Boys.
so it's boys over
Boys.
girls. So this
Yeah.
equals to 18. And what was your unknown variable?
And
And okay. All right. Let's just take that out. Okay. Bring out. And what is n equal to, Maureen?
oh,
What's
so
n?
then n is equals to 54.
Okay. N is equal to
Four.
54 divided by 2, right?
Yeah, yeah,
What's when you cross multiply?
yeah.
So let's just here say cross multiply. Okay. So that would be, let me just put it here. Okay. So that would be n equal 2n equals 54. So n would be 54 divided by 2.
2,
And what's that equal to, Lori?
27.
27, right? 54 divided by 2. Let me put this 2 here. And that would be equal to 27. That's your answer. Now, Mercedes sent me hers. She
Uh,
had the first 2 right, but she somehow got her proportion set up incorrectly. Because the thing is, when you set it up incorrectly, you get the wrong answer.
oh,
So this should have been 27. So we got 32. Okay, 104 and 27. Put it in the blank. Yeah, what happened, I think she put girls over boys and then put the numbers in wrong.
oh,
But she said she saw where she made a mistake. But see, the thing is, if you think you'll make a mistake, just put actually what the ratio is between. In other words, boys over girls.
hmm.
If you think you will get it mixed up, put actually what it is, boys over girls. And what's that equal to as a ratio, Maureen?
What you mean?
Boys over girls equal what? What's the ratio?
27.
No,
Two,
no.
2/3.
Yeah, 2 over 3. That's right.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Two
Two,
over 3.
two thirds. You're right.
Thirds.
2 thirds. It could be a fraction. It could be a
Oh, it could be,
ratio with
yeah,
a
it could
colon, or
be
it could be
a
two.
colon, yeah.
Yeah, it could be 2 and then the word
Two,
to,
oh,
just 3.
yeah.
Okay. All right. So I don't think she did that because she had it set up incorrectly. In other words, you put boys over girls and you put 3/2, you get a different answer, right?
Mm-hmm.
3/2. And I think that's what she did. She put
Uh,
3/2, so she multiplied 2 times 18 and got 36,
uh,
and then divided it. So she got the wrong answer. Then divided that by 3 and got 12. So she said answer 12. So if you set it up incorrectly, of course, you get the wrong answer. So just be sure that the ratio matches what the problem says. Ratio boys to girls. Boys is the numerator, girls denominator.
mm-hmm.
All right. Okay, Maureen. Now what we'll do today is we'll do some more ratio proportion practice, and then we'll look at an introduction actually to algebra. So let's me do a new share. You have any questions? You did them all, so I'm sure you okay. You're comfortable with these, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's do a new share, and oh, let's see if I can find it. That's okay. Ratio proportion. Okay, new share. Here we go. Okay. Now you see the ones we want to practice with, ratio proportion word problems.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right, Maureen. I want you to read number 1 and tell me how you would solve it.
Okay. A radio station receives 275 requests for songs. Of those requests, 110 were for a new love song. What percent of the requests were for this song? Uh,
Okay.
okay.
Okay. So how do you think how would we set it up?
Okay. Radio station received wait, two 75 for the songs, right? I
Okay.
put
Two.
275. Okay. I will put 275 over 110.
Okay. That's the way you set it up. Okay. Well, there's different ways to set it up. And what is that equal to? Because you're looking for percent.
Yeah.
So what's that equal to, Maureen?
Okay. So you got to divide the let's see. You divide, right?
Well, what is that equal to? Remember, proportion is the ratio. A proportion is when you set two ratios equal to each other.
Yeah.
So that will be
The
equal to
A
something.
equals the N. Let's see.
What
For
is it equal to?
this was 100 for a new love. So like you gotta put like an N there or something like that, right?
Well, what do you think?
I will put, I don't know, an N.
Now think about what you're trying to find, Maureen. You're trying to find the percent,
Percent.
right?
Uh,
So which of these numbers represent 100%? The 275 or the 110?
the 110,
No, you're trying
275.
to find what percent of the requests were for this song, and that
Uh,
means the new song, which was 110.
110. Mm-hmm.
So that's what you're trying to find. So what number of requests represents 100%? Which one of these?
95%.
Yeah, no, 275 requests.
Oh,
That's that's the 100%
oh,
because that's what they receive. But
oh.
of that 275, 110 were for a new love song. Okay. So that's the one we're trying to find.
Can you hear me?
Hello, Mercedes.
Hello?
Change your name, please.
Yes, yeah, just a minute. I'm just telling them I'm just zooming into listening while I'm waiting for the doctor. Okay?
Okay. So
Hello. Okay. Thank you.
you change your name, Mercedes? You got Sunshine T1 Elite.
Yes, I will do that. I will do that.
Excuse me.
Change your name. That's important for the 11.99 tracking. So, Maureen, back to the 275 is the total request they received. That would be the 100%, right?
Yeah.
So let's put 100%. And what are you calling what you're looking for, the percent for the love song, the new love song? What variable, what are you calling that? What's the variable? You,
And
okay, you calling it N? Okay, there we go. Now solve that for N, Maureen, and that would be your answer. Solve that proportion for N, cross multiply. Cross multiply and solve for N. Tell me what you get, Maureen.
okay.
You have an answer?
That is like, let's see, one, two,
You have an answer, Maureen? What's N equal to? What
hold
did you
on.
get? What did you get? 100 times 110, you get what, 11,000? That what you got?
Yeah,
And then divide that by 275. What do you get?
40%.
That's it. Answer what?
D.
That's an answer D. Equal. Okay. So the answer is 40%. Okay, and that's answer D. Now, Maureen, you could have answered this differently. I mean, you could have actually found the answer. If 110 were for a new love song and 275 is the total, you could have just said 110 divided by 275, and that gives you 0.4, and move it 2 places to the right. That gives you 40%.
Okay.
That's the other way of doing it, right? You
Yeah.
could have done it without setting up a ratio, but
Uh,
I showed you how to set it up as a ratio. The 275 represents the 100%.
uh,
But you could have said, well, if 110 new, requests for the new love song and 275 is my total, 110 divided by 275 is 0.4. And 0.4 is 40%. Got it?
uh,
Questions number one. Now you wanted to put 100% for the 110, but the 110 is where you're looking for the percent. The 100% is the total requests received. That's the 275. So 275 represents 100%. Got it?
uh,
Okay, let's go to number two. Okay, Maureen, read number 2.
The father
And
is making spaghetti for his daughter. The recipe on the box said to add 0.075 grams of salt to the water for 500 grams of spaghetti. However, the man only wants to make 125 grams of spaghetti. How much salt shall be added to the water?
okay, now I want you to go ahead and set this one up, solve it, tell me what your answer is. Okay?
Two 75 grams of water. Okay. I got to say like a ratio and proportion. Do I?
How else would you solve it? Well, there's another way to solve it, but tell me another way to solve it then.
What I did, let me see. I divided the 125 by 500 and got 0.25, which is C. Could be wrong.
No, you can't do that.
Can't do
You
that?
no, because you just took the grams of spaghetti.
Uh, oh, he said, oh,
It
the
says
recipe on the box.
how much, but the question says how much water you would add, right?
How much salt should be added to
How
the
much
water?
salt should be added to the water?
Oh, I see.
Okay, so you just
So
took,
it was 5 grams of water, right? Added 0.075 grams of salt to the water for 500 grams of spaghetti.
yeah, this
Ah,
is what you were given. That's what the recipe says. Add 0.75 grams of salt to the water to make 500
uh,
grams of spaghetti. All right.
uh,
Right. Now, the man only wants to make 125 grams. He doesn't want to make 50 grams. So
uh.
now, which means he'll need less than 0.75 grams of salt. So, how would you solve it?
Okay. So I would put 0.75 grams of salt, right? Okay. I do the salt first or spaghetti?
When you say first, what do you mean? You
Like
mean in
after
the
the,
setup?
yeah,
Doesn't matter as long as you keep them in order.
okay.
If you
I would
put
put
spaghetti
seven,
over salt, then the ratio that is equal to should be
okay.
spaghetti over salt.
So I would put 75 grams of salt, right, over the 500 spaghetti.
Okay, so let me just put what you have. 0.75, and you said you put that over 500. That would be salt over spaghetti.
Yeah.
Okay, and let's put that over 500. Now, so you've got, and when you
Yeah.
ask me about how you set it up, but remember I said whichever way you set it up, you want to keep it in the same order. So this is salt over spaghetti. So salt over spaghetti, and let's just
and then they will put like a P over 125.
Okay, so salt over spaghetti,
Mm-hmm.
and let's put equal. Okay, now this is the ratio of what? Salt
So,
over spaghetti,
so
right?
I will put
And
P
that's okay, equal to,
P
and you're looking for how much salt he should add to the water. So you calling that, what do you call it, that variable?
P
P, okay. And that would be over what, Maureen?
125.
Very good. You got your setup correct. Now solve for P.
Uh,
You go ahead and finish it. Solve for P.
P would be 500, right?
I
Five
want you, I
hundred.
want you to solve it.
Okay, 500. Okay,
Cross multiply and solve for P. Tell me what P is equal to. I want you to
P
do
is
the cat.
equals to P is equals to 500.
No, no. How could P be 500? Maureen, you cross multiplying.
Yeah.
P times 500 is
Uh,
500 P.
oh yeah.
And
Yeah.
0.75 times 125. So you have to find that.
Oh yeah.
So it's 0.75 times 125 divided by 500. So that's what I
Okay.
want you to calculate.
Oh, I should have said instead of 500, I should have said P. Okay, no problem.
Okay, you're solving for P. Tell me what
Uh,
P is equal to. Mercedes, you
500,
with us?
P, right? So then, okay, cross
Mercedes, are
multiply.
you with us? Tell me what P is equal to, Maureen.
P is equals to 500 P, right? And then we're going to multiply 125, 1 point, what, see, oh yeah, okay. 125 multiplied by 0.75 into, that's 1875. Then multiplied in 0.07 by 125.
And then what do you do with that figure?
Wait, 0.75 multiplied by 125 into, that is 93.75. And then
Then what do you do with that figure?
you divide it.
That's right. You divide it by what, Maureen?
500.
So what's your answer?
I get 0.1875.
So what is the answer? A, B, C, D, or E?
D.
That's correct. Very good. That's correct. So let me just put what you said. P equals 125 times 0.75, and that's divided by 500. So let's put the 500 here. And that's equal to 0.1875, rounded to 0.19. Answer D. There we go. All right, Maureen. So very good. So you set it up correctly. Now back up here, you asked me about setting it up. Now you could have said spaghetti over salt. That meant you would have to put the 500 over the 0.75, right?
Uh,
You follow, Maureen? If you had
yeah.
said spaghetti over salt, then you'd have to put the spaghetti amount over the salt amount, right?
Uh-huh.
And you're looking for the salt. So then your P would be here. It would be
Over.
125 over P.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, yeah. So it's okay. You can set it up either way, but you just got to keep them in order. You know, like
Uh-huh.
salt over spaghetti, salt over spaghetti, salt over spaghetti. Or if you did salt, you could say salt over salt and spaghetti over spaghetti, but you just put it in the right order, right? Any questions on number 2?
No.
All righty, so let's go to number 3. Okay, I want you to solve number 3. Read it, take your time, set it up, solve it, tell me what your answer is.
Okay. A group of 6 people ate 2 large pizzas. With each person ate the same amount. What fraction part of the pizza did each eat? Okay, hold on.
Think about it, think about how you set it up. 6 people ate 2 large pizzas. You know you need that. Now, each person, okay, and you look at the fractional part of pizza that each eat.
Okay. So a pizza got 8 slices. So that be
No, you don't need slices here.
I know.
They gave you 2 large pizzas.
Yeah.
You don't know how they sliced it, right? It's just that you took 2 large pizzas and 6 people ate it.
Uh-huh.
Now, each person had the same amount. So you want to find what fractional part of a pizza did each eat.
Oh, let's see. Which okay.
Do you know how you would set it up, Maureen?
No, I don't know how to say it, but I figured it was C1/3.
Yeah, but how would you set it up?
I don't know. I just I was saying 8 slices, but you say you don't want that, so I know.
No, you don't need slices. You're talking the whole pizzas.
Uh,
So tell me why you said 1/3.
because I why say 1/3 because I do it in slices, but you say don't mean the slices.
Okay.
Yeah.
But why did you say 1/3? You still didn't tell me that.
Because I said 8 slices in one and 8 slices in next, right?
No,
It's
no,
16
don't use
slices.
slices now.
That way
You
you tell
see
me so.
nothing about slices.
I know, but
Tell me how you 1/3 is correct, Maureen, but I just want to know how you figured it out because I know you have a unique way you figure out things.
I tell you that the boy said I said like okay, and there's a whole pizza, right? So I said I know a whole pizza has got like 8 slices. Depends on how you want the cat salad to get less. So I said that 2/8 is 16, right? And then it's 16 to 18 is 3, which is at 1/3. And that's how I did mine.
Tell me again what you said, Maureen.
Okay, I was saying when I buy the two pizzas, but each pizza had 8 slices. But you say you don't want the slices, so I add those two together. The eight is 16, right?
So you said each pizza has 8 slices. Now, what did you do with the 16 to get 1/3?
I divide it.
Divided what?
But the people, I know, but the people,
You still
people do
haven't
it
told
wrong.
me how you got 1/3. Oh, say these, rename yourself. Maureen, you still didn't tell me how you got 1/3.
I don't know. I figure it out, but I can't tell you.
You mean you guessed 1/3?
Yeah, I figured. I said it should be 1/3, but I was counting slices, but you said the slices.
No, no slices. Now, Maureen, let's think about this. If you had to set up a ratio proportion, one ratio is 6/2, right?
Yeah,
What would that be equal to?
6/2, which is
Well,
at,
that's
at
one.
1/3
No, 6/2 is not a
is
third. 6/2 is 3. So 6/2, that's one ratio.
yeah
6 people, all right? And that's equal to, what's that equal to, Maureen?
3. 2 to 6 is 3. No,
No, what's the ratio? Okay,
2.
okay. No, no, no. Let me do it this way. Okay. Let me put what this ratio represents. So that would be people
Uh-huh.
over pizzas, right?
Oh, okay. If
Okay.
each person
Okay.
get the same amount,
Okay. So let's put people over pizza
uh,
and see if you can. Now 6/2, that's the number of people, and the pizza is 2, right? 2
uh,
pizzas. So let's just put that.
if
Okay.
each person is
Now,
the same
now each person, that means one, right?
amount.
Each
Uh-huh.
person, that means one person, and that would be over the variable. Now, what do you want to call that variable?
Okay, a P.
Okay, let's call it a P. All right. Now solve for P. What's P equal to, Maureen? Cross multiply and solve for P. What do you get?
What's my place? 2 ones is 2,
Hmm.
and 6P is 6P.
So what is P equal to?
6.
No. Cross multiply, Maureen, and solve for P.
Uh,
What is P equal to?
2 ones is 2, right?
Right?
Yeah.
So P is equal to what? 2
Divided
times 1
1
divided
is
by
by
6.
6.
So
Yeah.
what's that equal to, Maureen?
3.
Maureen, you say 3?
No, 2 and 1, 2 into 6,
2 times 1 is what?
2,
And 2 divided by 6 is what?
3.
I didn't say 6 divided by 2, Maureen. I said 2 divided by 6. That would give you a fraction.
Oh, 1/3.
That's it. 2 6 or 1/3.
Yeah, so I told you 2 ones.
That's
So
how
only
you get the
3.
1/3, right? So that would be 2 over 6, and then just simplify the fraction. 2 over 6 is 1 over 3,
Okay.
right?
Mm,
We divide
mm.
both the numerator and the denominator by 2, and you get 1 over 3. So that's your answer, 1 over 3 or 1/3. Answer C. It is. That was 3. Answer C. So that would be answer C. So you see, Maureen, how you set it up?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you just put people over pizza.
Okay.
I'm going to get off and come on back later.
Okay.
Few minutes. Thank you.
Yeah, you just put people over pizza. 6 people ate 2 pieces. Then one person would eat, like you called it, P. Solve for the P, and that gives you a fraction because you got numerator over the denominator, 2 over 6, and that simplifies to 1 over 3.
Oh,
All right, Maureen, you understand now how
yeah.
you solve it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
set it up the same way. Yeah, that we've been doing. Just put number of people over number of pizzas, and they gave you 6 over 2. So one person,
Mm,
then you can solve for the unknown that you call P.
mhm.
All right. Okay, Maureen. Let's go to number 4. And I want you to look at it, set it up, solve it, tell me your answer. Take a few minutes, take your time. It's another ratio proportion.
Is
So,
telephone connected to a home computer 125 every 3 minutes.
but I can tell you something
It
here that you
is
you
it
could
is in
solve this
use.
without a ratio and proportion. If you look at the relationship between the minutes, you can figure out that, oh, I can do this and get my answer. See if you figure it out. It's always good to know more than one way of solving a problem, right, Maureen?
Yeah.
If you don't see the relationship there, go ahead and set it up as ratio proportion. Set up your first ratio, put it equal to the second one, cross multiply, solve for the cost for 21 minutes. So there's one ratio right there, $1.25 for every 3 minutes. That's one ratio. And you need what you're looking for is the cost for 21 minutes.
So that is like, okay, 125 by 21.
Maureen, you have an answer?
I got it, but I didn't get none of them answers yet.
So what's your
I do.
answer?
I didn't get the answer yet.
Oh, okay. All right. Take your
Okay.
time.
It's 125. And it cost 125.
For 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay. How much did it cost for 21 minutes? So it's 21 minutes. So you multiply 125 by 21 into oh D.
That's it. Very good, Maureen. Answer D. Excellent. Yes, because your ratio, let's just set it up. The ratio proportion. It'd be $1.25
25 over 3.
over, let me just put here cost. Cost. And this is cost over minutes. So let's just put that here. And this is cost over minutes. And for $1.25 is 3 minutes, right? So let's just put
Mhm.
out 3 here. Okay. And this is equal to, what is that? What is this equal to, Maureen?
And
Okay. Equal to, and we're looking for cost, so you call that N over 21, right?
yeah.
Because that's minutes in the denominator.
Hmm.
Okay, so 21, and once you cross multiply, so cross multiply, so this here, and solve. So once you do that, then let me just put N equal 21 times 125 divided by 3, right?
Hmm.
And you got the answer that you got. Very good. And divide this by 3, and that's equal to 875. $8.75. Okay. Let's make this a little n. And let's, okay. And that's answer D. Very good, Maureen. Now, let's go to the next one. Oh, you did that one so quickly. Okay, Maureen, number 5. You got another one. I know you can do this one. This is a map scale, right?
Hmm. 1 inch equals to 150.
Okay. 1 inch equal 150 miles. So how many
How many
miles would
miles
that
apart?
4.5 inches equal to? If 1 inch equal 150 and you have two cities 4.5 inches apart, what is that equivalent to in miles? So set that one up and solve it.
Okay. 4.5. How many months apart are two cities if you measure 4.5 inches between them?
Yeah, that 4.5 inches equates to how many miles based on 1 inch equaling 150 miles.
I get 675.
That's it. Very good, Maureen. Answer A. Yeah. And you could have just said since the 1 inch is 150,
I know how I do it.
then 4.5 times 150 is 675. So you didn't really have to set it up
I
as
know
a,
Saturday. I started up.
yeah, you just multiply the
Yeah.
4.5 by 150, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 4.5 equal 4.5 as a decimal. So 4.5, if 1 mile, if 1 inch is 150, 4.5 inches would be 4.5 times 150. And that's equal to 675. Excellent, Maureen. Okay, number 6. Okay, number 6.
Tim got 4 questions wrong. 4 wrong.
So there's a ratio right there. 4 wrong, 16 right.
And drivers, Tim got 4 questions wrong.
And what ratio you're looking for?
And 16 right. What is the ratio of numbers of questions Tim got right to the total number of questions on the quiz?
Mr. Math, got your answer?
No,
This is Mr.
it
Math.
she has 16 questions, right?
She had 4 wrong and 16 right.
Yeah.
So the ratio you're looking for is
We're gonna put 16 over 4, right?
number of questions right.
That's
Okay,
4 right.
number of questions right,
It's 4.
but this is over the total, right? Because that's what they ask you.
So it was 20 questions and on.
That's right.
Right.
Number of questions right over total number of questions. That's the ratio you're looking for.
Questions.
So what would that be equal to, Maureen? When you put numbers in here, how many did she have right?
4.
How many did she have right?
Oh, 16.
16, right? What's the total number of questions?
Crazy.
That's right, 4 plus 16. So this would be over 20. So what does that simplify to?
4 over 6. It is 16 over 20, right?
Yes, but what
20.
does it simplify to when you reduce that? What number goes into 16 and goes into 20?
4.
4, that's right. 4 into 16 is
4
4. 4 into 20.
is 5.
So what's the answer?
Oh, D.
D, that's right, 4 to 5. There we go. You see why I said mathematics, right? Because it was nice numbers to work with. So the answer is D.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it gave you nice numbers that divide into each number. 4 and 4 goes into 20, 4 goes into 16. So you get 4 over 5 and 4:5, another way of expressing the ratio. What's the ratio, Maureen, of the questions wrong to the total?
Rounded total.
What's the ratio of the number of questions that Kim got wrong to the total number of questions?
16 to 20.
What would it be?
16 to 20.
I said wrong.
Round. Oh,
What's
4.
the ratio of the questions wrong to the total?
4 to 16. 4 to 20. But his questions is 20, right?
Yes.
So it's 4. 4 to 20.
And simplified?
4 to 20
Yeah, simplify 4 to 20.
is 1/5.
Right. But you could have figured it out if the ratio of questions right to total is 4/5, you could say 4/5 from 5/5 is 1/5. You got the answer, right?
Uh-huh.
Because the whole total is 1 and 5 over 5 is 1. So if ratio of the questions right to total number is 4 over 5, then the number of questions wrong to the total would be 5 over 5 minus 4 over 5. 5/5 minus 4/5 is 1/5.
Uh-huh.
So that's the way that's the quickest way because you already got this answer
Uh-huh.
of ratio of questions right to total number. Okay. What's the ratio of the questions right to the questions wrong, Maureen?
16 to 4.
And that would be what?
4.
That's it, 4 to 1. Okay,
4 to
very
1.
good. Yep. Okay, so let's go to the next one, number 7. Okay, Maureen, I want you to solve this and tell me the answer.
Number 7.
Yes. For every dollar, okay, that the family they spend 40 cents in rent. Okay.
40 in rent.
Okay, so if they pay 2,580
Yeah.
a month for rent, you're looking for how much money do they take in a year?
Yeah.
Okay.
$40 on rent. The Vegas and 2,580 a month for rent. Okay.
For
How
every
much money?
dollar that they take in, they spend 40 cents. 0.40 is 40. It's like every dollar that they take in at the luncheonette. So this Vega family owns this luncheonette, right?
Every
Well,
that Vegas
they
family.
rent the
Yeah.
luncheonette, okay, because they paying rent.
Okay.
How much money they take in a year? Okay, Maureen, how do you think you would solve it?
Okay. Every dollar the biggest family takes into their life net, they spend 40 cents, right?
Right, 40 cents in rent.
Rent is cheap. So they pay 2,580 a month for rent. Let's see, 25.
So what question do you ask yourself?
So why did I multiply the 40 cents by the 2,580?
Why?
I don't know. But I figure, oh, God, they pay 40 cents in rent, and then they pay 2,500 a month for rent. And I said, how much money do they take in a year? Okay.
So what you want to ask yourself, Maureen, based on 2,580 a month for rent, and that represents 40 cent or 40% of their rent, what is their total that they take in? Because you know that's part of a dollar, right?
Yeah. So let's see. 2,500 and the biggest pay 2,580 a month. All right. I know. They get 10 something, 10. I know. I haven't done it well.
You want to find how much do they take in a month if they pay $2,580 a month for rent. So what would that ratio look like, Maureen?
2,580, right? Oh. 250, 2,580 over 12? No.
No, you want to find, okay, you know that for every dollar that they take in, they spend 40 cents. But they pay 2,580 a month for rent. So what you want to do, you want to set that up that for every dollar they spend, okay. So you want to find okay, let's put money uh and they said takes in. So we'll say money uh taken in. Okay. So money taken in divided by uh let's just
0.40.
no, money taken in divided by money paid for rent. Okay. Money paid for rent. Okay, that's the ratio you want to. Okay, so Maureen, let's put in what goes there for that, right? So money taken in is what we're looking for. We'll say M, right?
And
The money they paid for rent is how much?
2,580.
Right. So let's put The money that they paid for the rent is $2,580.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now we know that 2,580 represents what? The amount they paid for
Yeah.
rent. The money
Yeah.
that that they took in was one.
Uh-huh.
So that's like $1
Over zero point four
over.
zero.
That's right.
Oh,
So this be over the 40 cent, a 0.40. Now solve that, Maureen, for the M.
the M would be 100 multiplied by 25, right?
Yeah, 100 times 2580 divided by 0.4. What does that give
Yeah.
you, Maureen?
Two.
So you get the money that they took in, and that's on a month because that's 2,580 a month. So what's M equal to, Maureen?
And it was a 2580.
No, cross multiply.
Yeah.
What do you get
Uh,
when you cross multiply?
one,
That's
let's see, 25,
2580 times 1 divided by 0.40. And what did you get? This is 2580.
it's 2580. Yeah.
Yeah, divided by 0.40, right? Now, when
Yeah.
you solve that, what did you get?
80, 2580 multiplied
What is that equal to, Maureen?
by 40,
0.040. What is that equal to? What did you get?
1032.
2580 divided by 0.40.
Or you say divide.
That's a divide, right?
25.
What is that equal to, Maureen?
Okay, hold on. Oh, E, 6,445. 450.
6,000.
Yeah.
450. But what does that represent?
The money that they take in a year?
No, remember the rent is a month. So
Oh.
this would be the money they took in a month.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let me just, okay. This would be, let me just write it here. Money taken.
Correct.
No, that's not for rent. That's money taken in
In. Oh, taking in. The year.
for
The year.
no, a month,
Month.
Maureen, for a month. Okay,
Uh,
you put this in. Okay. Money taken in. But this would be months.
mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now, how would we figure how much they take in a year? Maureen?
By divided.
No, if it's 6,450 a month, how would you figure how much they take in a year? A year has how many months?
12.
So what would you do with this 6,450?
Okay. Divide
Maureen,
or multiply.
multiply, right? Because if this represents 1 month, you'd have to multiply 12 times
So,
6,450 to
so
get
the
the
answer
year.
A. Answer A.
That's right. and that would be 77,400 for the year.
Mhm.
Okay, so answer A. So that would be our answer A. This one was a little involved, Maureen.
Uh,
It was a little involved because they gave you how much they spent out of every dollar for rent. They gave you the amount they spent for rent, but that's for
uh-huh.
the month. So you had to
Oh,
find of that when they paid 2,580 a month for rent, what amount did they take in for the month? And we can find that because we know
uh-huh.
that 0.40 of the dollar represents how much they paid for rent. So this M would be how much they took in for the month. 6,450. That's one of the answers, but that's not what they ask you. They said, how much money do they take in a year? So once you get the amount they take in for a month, you multiply that by 12
Oh,
to get the amount they take in for the year. Got it?
uh,
Okay. But like I say, if you set this up, money taken in divided by money paid for rent. And that's what you're looking for, money taken in. So when you take in a dollar, you pay 40 cents for rent. That's why you can set up this ratio proportion.
uh-huh.
Got it? Okay. Let's go to number 8, Maureen. You can solve that one.
If a train travels for 150 miles in 90 minutes, how many miles can it travel in 4 hours?
Now remember, you've got hours and you got minutes here. So this 150 miles is 90 minutes, right? But you trying to find how many miles it can travel in 4 hours. So how would you solve it? Take your time. Tell me how you would solve it.
Okay. If it travels 150 miles in 90 minutes, how many miles can it draw and it travels in 6 hours? How many? Let's see, 4, 3. Let's see the answer. How many miles? It was one. If it was 150 miles in 90 minutes, right?
Mm-hmm.
They want 4 hours. So
There's different ways you could solve this.
hour is 60 minutes, right?
There's ways you can solve it without a ratio, actually, and there's ways you can solve it as a ratio. But you solve it. Tell me how you solved it.
How many miles? It's 150 miles for 90 minutes, right?
Right.
Yeah. And for 4 hours, uh, that is like 150 miles in 90 minutes. 90 minutes would be like 130, right?
90 minutes would be like what?
An hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, yeah. That's an hour and a half. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 1.5. I get no further. I
Mhm.
didn't not figuring out that.
If you set it up as a ratio, how would it look, Maureen? Any ideas?
It will be oh, it'll be nine. It'll be 150.
Okay, let me set it up as you said as a ratio. 150,
Mhm.
and that would be over what?
90.
Okay. 150 over 90. Okay. And what would that be equal to?
150
We're looking
and
for miles, so that, okay, N over. Now remember that 90 is in minutes. So 4 hours is how many minutes, Maureen?
4 hours.
It's how many minutes?
Uh,
How many minutes in 1 hour?
60,
So 4 hours would be how many
60,
minutes?
240.
240. Okay, you got it. All right, now solve for N. Cross multiply and solve for N.
Okay.
Cross multiply and solve for N. What's N equal to? 240
4
times
miles.
150. How many?
400 miles.
400 miles. That's correct. Divided by 90, and that's 400 miles. Okay. And that would be equal to 400. Answer, what's the answer?
D.
D. That's it. Okay, let's see. Answer D. The thing on this one, you had to remember that your time was given in minutes for the travel and you traveling in hours. So you
Mm.
couldn't put just 4 there because then you would have different units because this is minutes and would be hours. So this has to be converted to minutes so that you have miles over minutes. Okay.
Mhm.
Questions, Maureen? You're doing good. Excellent. Well, Sadie's will have a good thing to look at on the when she looks at the. Okay. Now, all right. Any questions on ratio and proportion, Maureen?
Nah.
Okay.
The honest one was a little bit confused was number 7.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
the one,
yeah.
yeah, the
But the
one,
money, yeah.
yeah,
No.
this one, yes,
Yeah, yeah,
that one
yeah,
was a little involved
yeah,
because
yeah,
they gave you,
yeah.
well, they gave you an amount in
No.
rent, but they gave it to you both as a percent, an amount,
Mm.
and but 40 cent represents out of a dollar is 25.80 out of some amount. So we had to find that amount. That's what we got the 6,450.
Uh,
In
uh-huh.
other words, 40% of this money taken in is $2,580 for the rent. Okay, so we were looking for how much they take in a year, so we need to find how much they take in a month,
Uh-huh.
and then we can multiply by 12 and get the amount they take in for the year.
Mhm.
Okay, now let's look at some algebra. Actually, we've been doing algebra, but we've been doing algebra, but I want to look at some. Let me go to algebra. Okay, okay, new share. Okay, you see GED Math Prep Introduction and Simple
Yeah,
Equations?
yeah.
Okay, all right. Now, first of all, I want you to, we've been going over it, but I want to emphasize we need to have our algebra vocabulary. Now, when we say a variable, Maureen, what comes to mind when we say variable?
Bible is a letter.
Yeah, it's a letter symbol used to write a value, and that can change. And you've been giving me variables like n and p and x and whatever. Those are
Uh-huh.
variables.
Yeah.
So the difference in algebra and just regular problems is that algebra has variables, and
Uh-huh.
those most times that's what we're solving for. We're solving for those variables, right?
Uh-huh.
So variables are any letter from A to Z,
Uh-huh.
all right? Letter or symbol. Because
Mhm.
sometimes you can use a variable that's not a letter. We will stay with letters, but you can use other symbols. But we'll be working with A to Z. And
Mhm.
in some problems, we don't put a variable. You choose the variable, right?
Uh-huh.
We'll just say a number, and then you choose what you want to call it.
Uh-huh.
And we're always trying to find that value, but that value can change based on what the problem is. Now,
Uh-huh.
what is a constant, Maureen? What is a constant?
The constant is a value that does not change.
Yeah, that does not change. Those are numbers like 100,
Good.
5, 3,
Mhm.
-7. That value does not change. Okay, so in algebra, we have variables, we have constants. Now, we've been looking at equations, the not equals, the inequalities. Uh, but in algebra, we will use equations.
Mhm.
All right, not inequalities. In other words, we'll show that the two sides are equal. And we found out what we do to one side, we must do to the other to
Yeah,
keep
that's
it
right.
balanced, right?
Uh-huh.
Now, an equation differs from an expression. Expressions don't have equal signs. So you can have expressions, but they don't have equal signs, whereas equations have equal signs. So if you had let me just put here 2b. That's an expression, right?
Mhm.
Uh 3xy. That's an expression.
Uh-huh.
Okay. 6x plus 8. That's an expression. See, it doesn't have an equal. And we called this is we call it an algebraic expression. It doesn't have an equal sign. And each part of the expression we call a term. So 2b just has one term. That's 2b.
Mhm.
3xy has one term. That's 3xy. 6x plus 8 has two terms, 6x and then 8.
Yeah. Mhm.
All right? Okay. So let's go to the next. Now, I'm just giving you some vocabulary with how we represent the variables.
Mhm.
A, T, R. Okay, let's see. This is R, comma. Take that out. Okay. X, Z, etc. Those are variables. Constants, 3, 8, 20, 250. And they could be negative.
Mhm.
We could have minus 7. Okay. Now here's some more expressions. X plus 9, 9V, 2B, 20 minus W. Now what we'll be doing, we'll be converting some of these verbal expressions to the algebra expression. Like if I said, how would you write W? How would you write a number less than W? That would be, well, 20 minus W is a number less than W. That means you're subtracting. All right. And we'll look at some of those later. But now notice the difference now. Equations have equal signs, right?
Mhm.
6 plus 2 equal 4 plus 4. The left side equal to the right side. If you change something on the left, you must change the right the same way because you keep equations balanced. All right. Now 2x equal 8. There's another equation. Now, if 2x is 8, Maureen, what is x?
4.
That's right, 4. Because the only number multiplied by 2 to give 8 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. All right. So that's the vocabulary. Now, our goals in algebra, we're not going to do any algebra problems today. We just want you to know the basics, the vocabulary, and then the goals. So we want to understand the vocabulary related to algebraic expressions. And we want to translate verbal phrases into algebraic expressions. And we want to evaluate expressions for different values of the variable. In other words, if I give you numbers for the variable, you can take those numbers and plug them in the expression and tell me what they will be after you put the values in. All right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Maureen, we're going to stop here unless you
Uh,
have any questions. I don't want to get into the algebra.
I'm good.
We'll get into that when we have Mercedes back.
Okay, no problem.
Okay, no questions on anything?
Uh-uh.
Okay. So, your assignment will have what we went over, right?
Uh-huh.
And ratio and proportions, of course.
Mhm.
This will be our last assignment on ratio and proportions and just the algebra basics that I went over.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So let me